Welcome to Rap in Order, the interrogation of a hip-hop album, where we take some of the culture's most beloved hip-hop albums, put them on the stand, see if they stood the test of time. Now let's see who we got on the stand today. Welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
How you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man.
Good?
Sleepy Sunday.
Yeah, had a good weekend so far?
Mm-hmm.
What we had this week?
Football playoffs started.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are watching this, we'll have so we found out that the Miami Dolphins are made of fool's gold. That they're not who they said they are. They got their asses handed to them.
Calling that now?
Yeah, they lost. They out.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco turned back into a pumpkin. So that story, that that wonderful story that he has with making his little comeback with Cleveland over the Texans. They're here to stay. CJ Stroud is like him. But yeah, for the most part, we found that out, and the Steelers couldn't have their game yesterday because the snow was too bad. And they were supposed to play in Buffalo, and the snow was so bad in Buffalo that people were asking. They were like, "There's no way that Benny the Butcher's so old is cold." in these snow areas.
Type of area.
Yeah.
Speaking of Benny the Butcher, I know he got something dropping soon, by the end of this month. Yeah,
he does, and it's very interesting because he said that he's had some of his music for over 2 years. And I don't know how that works. I get it if you're you're talking about past things or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But it's always hard for me. I'm like, yo, why don't you just put it out a couple months after you drop it? But
I think with him though, he was trying to finalize and make sure that this deal and everything kind of went the way that he wanted it to go. And I was listening to him a little bit on JVP, and he was talking about how now he has a budget and things are different now. So
yeah, I heard that, and he has full creative freedom and everything.
Yeah. So I think he was waiting for all of that to pan out. But I'm looking forward to the album. I mean, I haven't been that excited for the singles that he dropped. I kind of just want to wait to see when he drops the album.
Yeah, I got a strong feeling that the project is going to sound better as a one piece.
Yeah, same.
Than hearing singles or whatever
Wayne didn't smoke him though. I did hear that single. He didn't smoke him. He was on par in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's funny because it's Wayne can actually talk that talk about being outside, but Benny the Butcher is just that's just he was molded by that shit.
Yeah. And Wayne, realistically, when did he have a chance to be outside?
He's Michael Jackson hip hop,
famous since he was 9, 10 years old.
When I say that, sometimes people will be like, "What are you talking about?" But Wayne really is a Michael Jackson hip hop.
He grew up in this shit. He's so Wayne is so fucking talented because he's so disconnected from the things he talks about. I don't think he can just tap into that shit. I don't even know how he does. I
think he has people around him, and I think he definitely saw things in New Orleans when he was a kid.
Oh, for sure.
But you're right. It's how come on, there's no way you saw that. But man, he's that talented.
He's changed the story about how he got shot 5, 6 different times.
Yeah, man. I think that the way they explain it, pretty much Cash Money Records was ran like Motown. They all had an outfit. They all had to they had curfews and shit like that. It was a lot of shit they had to do. Even they still Lil Wayne had to lie about his age for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, what I'm saying, stuff like that, his stuff like that people don't remember because a lot of people didn't really listen to Lil Wayne until the Carter One.
Yeah, that's true. That's when for me, I started paying attention for 500 Degrees.
Okay,
was when he really.
Nah, I was on Born Since Lights Out.
Yeah,
since the block is hot. But speaking of Carters, Sean Corey Carter.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I never thought the day would come where I would say this, but I am tired. Well, no. I'm tired of the people around Mr. Carter doing this. Anytime he does anything, they basically make it sound like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And they hype it up and they talk about it so much. And he's Hov. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Just say, Jay-Z's on the project.
But I think they do it for this era to keep his legacy alive, and they don't have to do that. You're right. But they do it for this era because this era doesn't really know how we know. Because we knew we've been following Hov since the inception, since '96. Like we know, like we listened and saw the whole journey.
I think that's really bad marketing because I'll give you an example. My friend Tyson, his daughter Nyla is a really big Michael Jackson fan. Like, and Nyla has no reason to be connected to Michael Jackson. Like she saw something. He got her. He found her Moonwalker. Like he got her like Funko Pops. She be trying to like, you know what I'm saying, like get like the Captain Crunch jackets.
Yeah.
Like,
but okay, so it's easier though to keep a legacy alive for somebody like Michael Jackson because he's such a polarizing person. Like the nigga, you know, you just said it, Moonwalk. He had his own video game. He had his own like fucking socks, the glove, the leather jacket. Like he has so many things that tie into his legacy that it's like, I guess for a rapper, we're seeing them figure it out in real time.
Wait till you meet my kid. What you talking about? Looking at you like, what you talking about? You don't think my kid gonna have Yankee fit low, bucket hat like fucking yeah? You don't think my kid gonna see Streets and Watching before they turn 5 Fresh? Come on now. Come on. Come on, Regg.
Okay.
You know.
Right. Touche. I think but with Mike, like I said though, it's easier to just carry that on. Like you'll have to find different ways to do that with your kid.
No.
I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I saw Goodfellas in the theaters as a child.
What year was that?
91.
Oh.
Yeah. Gavin took me to see Goodfellas.
Okay. Yeah. That's funny. I don't think I knew that. That's funny. But yeah, man, I think you're right though. Like as far as like his team, they just not handling it right. They just need to let his shit come out and just speak for itself.
Yeah, telling us that he's rapping for 9 minutes.
Yeah,
with D'Angelo. I listened to that shit, and the fact I think I was more mad that D'Angelo had no lyrics. Essentially, he just kept repeating himself, and I was waiting for D'Angelo to sing about something.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that it didn't sound good because obviously it sounded great.
It did sound good,
but like I was like, yo, this is just a really long interlude, and you know, James, who was Seal's brother, I was so mad. I was just like, yo, man, all right. You know,
oh, he's Seal's brother for real?
Yeah, he's really Seal's brother.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It was so. Yeah, he's the wacky brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was really upset. I was just like, yo, you ain't had to do this. And mind you, it's funny because like usually I'm the one that decided. Sarah was like, let's stay up till midnight to listen to it. And I was like,
yeah, I fell asleep before midnight, and then I woke up at like 1 a.m. and I was like, oh shit, 21. I went to 21 first. Went to 21, and I heard like maybe 3 songs, and I was like, nah, I want to save this for my run. This nigga going crazy right now. Save this for my run. So I turned it off, and then I went to that. And I heard that song, and I was like, bro.
Let's stay on that. 21 Savage put out his magnum opus. This is his best project.
Yeah, this is his best project.
This
is the most well-balanced project. He what?
Do we have Drake to thank?
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
Oh.
I think him working with Drake closely for these amount of years kind of gave him a different perspective musically on how to craft the album and how to basically be the best version of 21 Savage, but like crossover, and like he really embraced his R&B, his love for R&B on this project, like really did. And like I know like he lets it be known openly that he loves R&B and stuff like that, but like he mixed it with the production. And obviously, you know, Metro's his man and Metro hates Drake, but like I think that Drake, you know, kind of like.
I think it's so weird to me that 21 hasn't squashed that between them. He's friends with both, like good friends with both of them. I'm sure he knows what's going on and the ins and outs, and he could just be like, yo, y'all niggas, y'all gotta stop this. I feel like he could do that. Not to say he hasn't, but
it seems like Drake is the petty one and probably can't get through to him.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like, you know, like I feel like Metro made his statement and then like Drake just went off the handle like, nah, we can't talk about shit. Like, don't say you ain't got nothing to say to me.
Yeah, I get that. But no, 21's album, really, really happy for him. Feel like I've been championing 21 since I first heard him.
You have.
And I was like, and I knew it was something like we saw him at South by.
Yeah, remember somebody was throwing stuff at the stage at them, and they was like, "You throw something else at me, I'm gonna come down there and beat the fuck out you."
Yeah. We saw him at South by when he wasn't really even out here like that. Yet.
He said that to a crowd of like 1,000 people.
And then Savage Mode came out like a year later, and I was like, man. And then as soon as that shit comes on, fuck with my rollie. Fuck with my rollie. And I was like, this is my guy. And then I heard his music and I heard the progression, like, and his build up. He's definitely one of the most improved rappers that I've heard in some time.
Lyrically, 21 Savage does a lot with a little. Like he doesn't. It's not like a lot of like wordplay and stuff like that. He gets to the point, but like he has the tone, he has like the cadence, and it just works, and the melody. Like it's a very simple way of going about rapping, but like he gets his point across, and like even like with his metaphors and shit like that, it's like, yo, that was really simple, 21, but like it still works.
They don't make me. What he say on Carlos? I ain't even got to show ID. They already know I'm 21. Like it's just it's simple, but it's like, you know, it just works. So yeah, I was very happy nonetheless with the 21 project. What else we got? Who else dropped?
Let's see. So Cudi dropped, and hearing DJ Drama be the first voice on that project was
jarring.
Like, well, not jarring. Damn, okay. I think Regg might have some. I was actually I was jaded at first, and then I listened to it, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
But yeah, like I feel that a lot of artists have figured out that like DJ Drama taps into a nostalgia for us, and it just works.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I'm pretty sure like all of these artists were fans of Gangsta Grill's mixtapes, but it's very funny to me that they do that, and like I feel like Cudi promoted this project all wrong.
Yeah. Well, why do you say that?
He has DJ Drama hosting his project. You mean to tell me like why couldn't
really talk about
why couldn't this just be a Gangsta Grills? You know, I get it that Tyler didn't do it per se, and then I understand that like
Tyler worked him into the theme of his album,
right? You know, and people forget that Childish Gambino Stone Mountain was a Gangsta Grills, right? But I think that like you should use him as you should use him as promotion just as much as Khaled promotes.
I don't know. I think they're figuring it out, but
I'm waiting for somebody to call Clue.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Like
I've been waiting for that.
I don't get that.
I can imagine though that like since Clue is so reserved and he seems like such a distant person that like I feel like he's probably been reached out to and he's not doing it. He just doesn't want to.
Yo, bro, I swear to God, they better not ever give me like money.
Yeah.
I'm going up to artists and like getting albums just for me.
People sleep on the essence of like what Clue, the little echoes and all of that shit. The build up of that, it just felt like you had something exclusive when Clue talked on it. That shit was dope, man. And you're right. I think somebody should tap Clue. Like, why isn't like Nicki working with Clue? Do some street shit. Do like a 5-6 song EP with Clue. Like just.
I think they're out of touch. A lot of artists are out of touch and like they be like, oh, that Clue was years ago, and they think that nobody fucks with it because it's not prominent, but like they don't know how much people will be excited to hear that shit.
Man, to reach back and do some shit like that would be dope.
Right. Did you check out Bodie's new situation?
Not the whole thing though. I heard maybe like 6 songs. Okay. And I like it. I do like it. I like the production on it. Him and Nicholas Craven work together really well.
So I listened to that like very briefly because I was listening to so much. I was so tapped in with 21, and then Cudi that I didn't get to really and Caliuchis, so I didn't get to really lock in. But like I listened to it just to say I heard it. I'm like, all right, I gotta like really sit down and like listen to this project.
Yeah, they work together really well. I just hate the album covers that they come up with together. They need something else. It's like I know Bodie was recovering because he had a really bad car accident.
Right.
So like on the cover of this one, I think he has like a neck brace on and he's like laying down, but it's like drawn. It's grainy. It's weird. I don't know. And they do. That's like their style. That's their aesthetic together.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Well, also Tizo Touchdown. I can't get in there.
Nah, I like so he dropped the deluxe. I did like the album.
But the deluxe, he added a couple more songs. I heard maybe 2 songs from the deluxe. I haven't.
I saw him live at Travis's concert. He didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Some of these newer acts aren't the best live.
I know his style like he's going for, but it's like, yo, bro, like I'm a Nirvana fan. Like I'm a fan of these actual bands that like he's inspired by. So it just don't work for me.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
But moving on from that, right? We have some stuff that happened in pop culture. Obviously, Cat Williams pretty much made Shannon Sharp like the most popular podcaster, like rivaling like people like Joe Rogan and stuff.
Crazy.
I guess fuck Steve Harvey from now on.
I don't know, man. It's crazy though. Like I've never ranked Steve as like this all-time great comedian, but I did appreciate what he did. Like,
I rank him as a host more than
same.
Great
I liked what he did for Kings of Comedy. How like he kind of just was out there shooting the shit, and then when he took Homeboy's coat in the audience and took it backstage, and like all that shit was cool. And then even like the old school segment that he had of playing the music, that shit was fly to me. I always thought Steve was like fly. I felt like I knew like an older person like Steve.
Oh yeah,
especially like you lived in the South, and like for me in the Midwest, I knew somebody like that.
Right.
So it was cool to see how he was. But then and even Cedric, I always loved Cedric. So just the whole revelation that cat went on about like him stealing jokes and stuff like that. I mean, I know it happens in the art, but it sucks.
Cedric couldn't fool me.
What do you mean?
I'm not like none of it surprised me. He couldn't fool me. He seemed like somebody that was like that white. No, I'm not gonna do that. He seemed like somebody that was manufactured. He couldn't fool me.
Damn. I really like Ced, man.
Yeah, I mean Ced's a great guy. He's a great guy. But
I don't know him personally, but I'm talking about like he's never disappointed me in comedy. Any special I watched, any movie he was in.
You like The Honeymooners?
Honeymooners was on the other day, but I'm talking about like as a guest star, like like when he was in Top 5, that was hilarious. Okay. His scene in Top 5 that you're also in.
Oh yeah.
But his scene in Top 5 was like a show stealer. Like he had show stealing moments. His what was that? Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Yeah,
he was great in that.
Martin's brother.
Yeah, he has really good moments for me on film.
Yeah.
But interview was at like last time I checked, it's at 50 million now. It's been less than 2
man.
weeks.
Shannon Sharp, like for the first quarter of 2024, he's going to be the #1 podcast probably. And he's probably going to get like so many sponsorships and deals and everything like that. Like he's like ever since that man tried to fight the entire Memphis Grizzlies basketball team, his life has been doing much better. Yeah. And Ja Morant's has been getting worse and worse. Just think about that. Last thing I will talk about is Stephen A. Smith going off on Jason Whitlock. Are you aware of the story and what happened?
So some of it. So like Jason Whitlock, I know he's kind of been taking shots for a minute. And Stephen A. hasn't really been saying anything. But I think this last thing that he said where he kind of came at his career as a high school basketball player. College. And when he came at him on that, I think it crossed the line for Stephen A. And then he addressed it. Yeah. And then now Whitlock is still going in like on Twitter and shit.
Yeah. Because I understand what Jason Whitlock's saying. It's just like, yo, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, Stephen A. I would understand it more if Stephen A. was like, yo, I was a star in this team, and everybody's like, yo, this stat sheets, like, you know what I'm saying?
And like, no, nigga, you scored 1 point.
He said, I averaged 1.5 points, and I broke my leg in like the 3rd game of the season, and like I just became a writer, and like Jason Whitlock, basically tried to discredit he called Stephen A. Smith an industry plant.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, as controversial as he was, and as much as he got in trouble and stuff like that, like Stephen A. Smith started out on Hot 97.
Yeah.
On the Miss Jones show, I remember that.
And he takes, that's mainly what got under his skin, because he takes such pride in his journey, and he talks about it all the time. Any interview that he has, he talks about that journey.
Mm-hmm. So you telling somebody like that's selling a book? Yeah, that book ain't authentic at all. What?
Yeah. Like, yo, I got people that pulled this from me, and he's actually lying to y'all. It's like, damn, bro. That's heavy. Stephen A. called him a fat bitch.
Yeah, he said, "You bitch."
Yeah.
You bastard.
Man, he went off.
I want to curse at people like that.
He's one of the goats.
Yeah, man. But that and the last thing I just want to talk about, because I was fully unaware of this because I was out of town and then I came home to this news. Why are Jewish people in Brooklyn digging holes?
Digging holes?
Underground.
No, I didn't know that.
So
where in Brooklyn? Like a specific spot?
Like basically in Williamsburg.
Oh shit.
So this thing happened where like there was like this huge police report where they were saying that like they found people digging like tunnels underground in Brooklyn, like Jewish people, and like if you watch the video, you just see all these Orthodox Jewish people just coming out of the ground.
What the fuck? They know something. They definitely know something.
And the police are just like escorting them out, and like everybody's like, "Why are you worrying about this? Like we have stuff going on in Palestine."
Yeah, like why y'all worried about us digging holes?
Yeah, why y'all worried about us digging holes? Like, yo, go over there and stop that war. Yeah. Like, but it's like, yo, what the fuck?
Like, what are y'all doing?
Like,
I wonder what they're doing.
Yo, bro, like, yo, they said like they have like underground cities.
Like how many? Like it's a lot of them.
Yes, bro. Like thousands.
I gotta look this up. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, bro. I really wanted to bring that up because like when I discovered it, like I was just like, nah, this probably like coming from like Onion News or something like that.
I'm scared
like,
to even Google that.
It's real, bro. It really happened.
Damn.
But we can get to the album now. I just wanted to talk about that because I just wanted to know.
Look that up.
I just like I couldn't believe that they were just out here just digging underground.
I'm gonna set it on my privacy browser though. I don't want no smoke with nobody. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into an album that came out in 1994. This artist is recognized for his storytelling ability. He's an H-Town legend. He set the blueprint in a lot of ways and the standard for the type of storytelling that he does, especially coming from the South. And he's one of those guys that I feel like he comes up in a conversation of great MCs, but sometimes it's an afterthought. And he's not worked into the rotation like he should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The album that we're doing today is from Scarface. Scarface released The Diary in 1994, October 18th. It's his third studio release, and it was released under Rap-A-Lot. One of the rare few albums that received a perfect rating from both the Source and XXL. Album debuted at number 2 and was certified platinum less than 2 months later. When was your first sitting with this album?
My first sitting with this album was in 2003. I listened to every album that was rated 5 mics by the Source.
Okay.
And like I was just like listening to it because I was trying to expand my palette with like hip hop because I just wanted to be more knowledgeable. And like I listened to this project, and it was my first time hearing Mom playing tricks on me. The Scarface, the 94 version. So I was like, and also I wanted to like understand because like obviously like Diary came out and like I heard that project and like I just didn't get why it was such a big deal. And at that time also T.I. would start to call himself King of the South. And I didn't, and like, Lil Flip kept saying, well, the King of the South is Scarface.
Yeah.
But I didn't even identify with Scarface being from the South because like he didn't talk like how you heard other Southern artists talk. So I just thought he's Scarface, like, you know what I'm saying? And my first time, was Mom playing tricks on me when I was a kid. And then next up was Smile and with Tupac. Like, it was like very like small because I was like his content is like very, very mature. So I listened to Diary because it had a perfect score, and like people were telling me like I thought The Fix was his best project, which we'll get into that, right? So I was like, but at that time people still were championing Diary. And like I listened to it and I was like blown away. Because also people were telling me, I'm 17. No, so this wasn't even 2004. This was 2003. So I'm 16, 17 years old, and I'm still going off of the other things that I was told to know Slick Rick is the greatest storyteller. The best rappers out of Houston, the best rap group out of Houston is UGK. Like, so it's like all of these things, and I'm just like, damn, like the Ghetto Boys is cold. Damn, Scarface is writing they shit. Like, I think Willie D wrote his own shit, but like Scarface wrote everything for Bushwick Bill, or Willie D wrote it for Bushwick Bill. So like, you know, it was kind of like it was like mind blowing to me, and I was just like, wow, like this man is like really deep. And then like I just became like a bigger fan of his because I saw how much respect people have for him, like how Beanie Siegel like really, really respected him. Yeah. Kanye West respected him so much he stole his engineer. Yeah. You know, so like my first feelings towards his album was that I was like, wow, this album's everything they said it was. Like that's like what I thought.
I think for me, I caught on it. I was fortunate enough to know about Scarface early on because my brother Z. My brother Z is a huge Scarface fan. So like he had like all his albums, but Scarface was always super mysterious to me. Like he's not in your face music, especially he's not appealing to kids for you to listen to when you're youngin'. You know, for me it was like he had this mystique to him, and for me back then, I always had this imagery in my head of Scarface with like a fucking fedora on. I think what video was it? He has his hat low. You can't see his face really.
Seen the man die.
Yeah, and like that's always how I think of Scarface. Yeah. Like he's super like mysterious, and he just pops up and he gives you like these crazy storytelling ability, and then he's just off in the darkness again. So it was like super mysterious. Yeah. I know those are the type of people my brother was into.
He was like, a reluctant star.
Yeah. Like he just wants to rap, you know?
Story time. So I learned Jay Prince wanted to start a group, and he wanted to like mirror the group in like the vein of like a Run DMC three man group. And so like Scarface was like this like super duper talented dude in the area. So he sought out Scarface. And then he put Bushwick Bill and Willie D in the group. It was supposed to be his brother in the group, but I believe either Jay Prince's brother died or went to jail. And his brother was Sir Rap-A-Lot. Okay. But that's why the label's named after that. So from that, he made like Scarface a proposition. Scarface was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Like, you know, I want to play my own instrument, I want to be my own man. Like people in Texas are very, very like independent and prideful. Jay Prince wasn't taking no for an answer. Pretty much like made him like offers he couldn't refuse, like offered him money, told him like, listen, you'll have like your solo projects and shit like that, but like you gotta make these Ghetto Boys albums. So like so Scarface got along with Willie D and Bushwick Bill, but like you could tell like he doesn't have like I think he respects Jay Prince, but he doesn't have like a lot of love for Jay Prince. And like he says that he hates every Ghetto Boys album. Because all of their lead singles were singles that he wanted to put on whatever solo project that he had. So he pretty much still made amazing albums in spite of the Ghetto Boys. So like Mind Playing Tricks With Me was supposed to be on Mr. Scarface's back. It wasn't supposed to be on We Can't Be Stopped. I didn't know that. And he in the interview he literally said, can you imagine We Can't Be Stopped without Mind Playing Tricks On Me? Like that song alone, like pretty much like skyrocketed that album onto the charts. So for Scarface, like, you know, like he even has projects that like he didn't even want to come out that he spoke about that pretty much like they just pieced together in the studio. Or like I think My Homies Too is just like Jay Prince wanting to put on his people and like just put Scarface on songs with him. Yeah, Scarface like I don't even know those niggas. Yeah. But yeah, like pretty much like but like Jay Prince was like he was something else, man. But yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, do you have like a not like Scarface has like a lot of albums, but like do you have like a listing of like your top like favorite like 3 or 5 Scarface albums?
So The Fix being one of them. Okay. Like you, I thought that Fix was like probably my favorite, but I think it's because of the East Coast influence that's in it too. So it kind of just transitioned. Yeah. It made like a flow a lot more digestible for people that aren't in the South. So like, you know, you got Hov and you got Kanye, Siegel, you know. Let me see. But so The Fix was one. And then the Diary was always one that I listened to even back then that I liked. I just listened to it because my brother like really liked it. And then I'm trying to think of another.
You got The Untouchable, Made, Mr. Scarface is Back, and Demetrius are like the standout.
Oh, the homies.
The homies,
Yeah.
So yeah, the homies is a good one. The homies is actually with his friends. The homies Part 2 is the album that he hates.
The homies was my shit. Only because of you must be used to yeah, that shit. That was my shit. I like the homies.
So for me, I'll just give it an order. The Fix, The Diary, The Untouchable, Made, Scarface is Back, and Demetrius. Like I'll just stick with those. Like those are my essential Scarface albums. The Fix being number 1, Diary being number 2. Like, you know, he has 2 classic albums.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think those are, so getting into this album, it kicks off with this intro that, you know, obviously is the Scarface theme from the film at least.
Yeah.
And then we go into the White Sheet. That has like this real old school feel to it. And like actually listening to this album, I'm like, damn, like what's his relationship really like with NWA and these guys?
Well, I know him and Ice Cube are like really cool.
Yeah, and Cube is on the album. Yeah. But like there's a lot of songs on here that I'm like, yo, there's a heavy West Coast influence on this.
Right. And well, you gotta remember, like for Houston, like it's so funny because like Texas is like slapped in the middle of America, so it's kind of like their influence. They kind of like pull from everywhere, so like that makes sense. And like at that time, like the G-Funk was becoming the most prominent sound. Yeah. So I could definitely see that like they were taking that and just like kind of like adding their own like little twist to it and making it theirs down there. Yeah,
because even listening to the White Sheet, I'm like, damn, Cube would have sounded amazing on this.
Right.
But yeah, that one stood out for me, and there's a couple others like what was some standouts for you?
I believe I wrote it down. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you right now. So let's see. Obviously, Mind Playing Tricks on Me 94. The title track, Hand of the Dead Body. I Seen a Man Die. Seen a Man Die is like pretty much like a brilliant song for me. Yeah. And you know, everything else like is really good, but those are like my standout tracks. Those are like my top 3.
I've Seen a Man Die.
It's just an emotional song.
Yeah, it actually sounds even better now with the voice he has now. Because when he did this on Tiny Desk, and I'm sure like if you're watching this, you probably did see his Tiny Desk, which kind of added more fuel and it put more eyes on Scarface for the newer generation. Yeah, I think. And that's why like platforms like that are so important. Shout out to Tiny Desk.
Oh man, yes.
But when he performed that, I was like, fuck man, like he sounds great. Like I feel like the hip hop community should use Scarface's voice like how movies use Morgan Freeman.
Oh my goodness, that would be brilliant, right? Yeah, that's a good one.
Like I want to hear Scarface just doing shit. I want to hear him narrate things. Like he sounds great. He's lived a lot of life. He's one of the elder statesmen in rap. That would be fucking great.
It would be. That would be actually a great idea. I think that Scarface is like he's a real like the same way I look at Nas. Like he's a real artist musician. Yeah. And I think that he like obviously he uses hip hop as his vessel, but like he's like a throwback to like a jazz musician. Where like you don't want to be bothered, you know, give him his like cigarettes or whatever like that and like whatever drink he likes and like he just gonna go and do his thing.
And he loves the process so much.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that he will repeat to you over and over, and that's what he did on that Tiny Desk. It's like, yo, I fucking love this shit. Like this part right here, like he's super specific with it. But it
looks like he was having like jam sessions.
Yeah. He was jamming. It's like we just was fortunate to be there. Bro.
Have you ever? So remember when the Grammys or some platform did like a hip hop tribute, and there was like a big controversy because obviously people were mad like, how you don't have this artist, how you don't have that artist. So they had Scarface come out and he performed by himself, but like Willie D was upset. Okay, he did Mind Playing Tricks on Me, and him and Willie D have a podcast together. So Willie D was really upset, like, yo, how could you do, like, how could you not call me? And like you could tell,
he
like,
said this on the podcast.
Yeah, and it was a really big thing because you could tell that like Scarface was blown. Like they called me. He said I wrote the fucking song. Yeah, like my verse is the most popular. Yeah. But like Willie D is like, we're a group. Yeah. We did this song together. Why didn't they have us come on? He was like, yo, he said they only had 8 minutes and they had to fit in over 30 artists. So you would.
So I get the intricacies of it, but he still dropped the ball. He should have told him. Just told him. Yo, they hit me to do this, you know.
No, Regg, like I need you to see the clip. Cause Scarface is just sitting there, he's like, Willie, you right, I was wrong. Yeah. And Willie just was going, so no. But Willie D was just like, nah, you ain't getting off that fucking easy. and Scarface is like, they called me. I'm a solo artist. I get called to do shit all the time. Yeah. I'm fucking Scarface.
That's crazy. I think he should have told him, but.
And yeah, because Willie D was like, yo, if they ask you to perform a Scarface song, and Scarface is like, it is my fucking song. Like, I did it I wrote the song myself, and then I gave y'all niggas a song. And it's y'all biggest song because I was forced to write it.
Fucking life is right.
And, and it's funny because, Willie D is like a real tough dude. So it's like, you don't want to get too crazy with Willie D. Like, Willie D is known for knocking niggas out. Like, he's been in like mad celebrity boxing. He actually like was an amateur boxer. So like Scarface didn't want to get too crazy because he mad sickly.
Was it Willie D that he put out? Didn't he just put out an interview with Cat Williams? Yeah. And Cat said that he asked terrible questions. Yeah. He told him that's his face. He was like, you asked terrible questions.
Yeah, the interview didn't go no. Like Willie D was trying to capitalize on like what's going on and like
he got $1 million in a day though.
Because of Cat, but like no, truly Willie D doesn't like have good interviews, and Willie D's very intimidating. So it's like the fact that Cat said that to him, I was like, yeah, Cat don't give a fuck. Yeah, Cat the kind of dude that'll get knocked out and like once he wakes up still talk shit. People like that scare the shit out of me. Like people that you can't like beat fair into them. Yeah, nah. I don't want no parts of them. Felix is like that.
He is.
Felix is like that.
But on this, let me see what else stands out for me here. Oh, G's. So G's is another one that sounded like Oakland to me.
Yeah, it's a 90s gangster song. Yeah. Like it sounds like the movies that we watched when we were kids. And that's another thing about this album. This album could I would love to see this album made into like a stage play or like a dramatized movie because that's what it feels like. It felt like. Yeah, it really felt like, oh shit, like this is like some like revenge story arc shit, and that's what I really enjoy. And I think on the song, what song is it? Where it sounds like he's like telling the story of a revenge song. On Jesse J.
That's damn. No, what song was that? It wasn't No Tears. Oh yeah, it is No Tears.
Yeah, on No Tears.
Yeah, it's No Tears.
And
we talks about his homie getting revenge for his homie.
And like I would listen to it. I also I wrote this down. Like, does Scarface have like one of the best voices in hip hop? And you already confirmed that because you were just like, yo, like he should narrate shit. He should be Al Morgan Freeman. Yeah, he should be reading shit for us, right? And I really feel that way. I'm like, damn, like that. There should be an argument made for that. Like Scarface is so like nonchalant and like so like laid back. He doesn't care about certain. He doesn't care about those accolades. Like people give it to him, but he doesn't care. But like,
even the King of the South thing. When T.I. was saying it, and then people was asking Scarface, he's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, he can claim that. Whatever.
Yeah. And I just think I think that's dope because as much as like, well. Biggie never claimed, like they just gave Biggie that name. Jay-Z wanted it. Like Jay-Z was active and like wanting it and everything like that, right? And like 50 Cent and like other artists or whatever like that, the bravado thing. But I think it's cool as fuck that like Scarface is like, if that was y'all want to call me, like it's whatever. And it's like it just shows and like the respect just comes. And that's, like remember when they made him the president of Def Jam South, quote unquote?
Yeah, I remember that.
That shit was, I was just like, because that was when he finally got out of his situation with Jay Prince and like he was able to do other things. I just think that was really interesting and really funny because it was like some figurehead shit. Like he didn't really like call it, like he was pretty much like a glorified like A&R, no disrespect. Like I think he said it too. Like there was a lot of talent that he fucked with or whatever like that. Yeah. And like that's why like him being they pretty much made it sound like he discovered Ludacris and it was like, nah, Ludacris was Chris Level Up in the land. He was already here. But I really would like to see Scarface get his flowers a little bit more. I don't know how to do that though, because it's so hard for him to accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like people be trying to give him his flowers, and he just be like,
it's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Like,
I think he just him doing things on his terms is enough of a celebration for him. You know,
I'm just glad that, like, remember when he was really sick, that like he survived it, and like now like he's out like doing things and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see like what his son, because his son, I don't know if his son rap. His son does rap.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was just like a musician, because he said that his son knows how to play instruments better than him and stuff like that. He's having time with that. So
he's like, yo, this motherfucker, like he's nice, like he is nice. So
and that's not.
Reminded me, actually, I do want to look up.
And that's not Brad Jr. either.
Oh, it's not?
No, that wasn't Brad Jr. that he was talking to on Tiny Desk. He said his name, but it's not Brad Jr. Because that's what he talked about on Scampy Life.
Yeah. Brad was 2 at that time, so it would have added up.
But no, it's another. That was another son. So
that verse, that's one of the rap verses that I actually shed a tear to.
Yeah, man, that's fucking deep.
That verse, I got chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, bro. Imagine.
Because even the story behind it of him going into the studio. He said he had a completely different verse when he went to the studio to go do it, and then when that happened, he got the call. He rewrote everything.
Imagine being Jay-Z on here, Scarface dropped that verse, and you can't do shit because it's too real. Like
getting on a song, and that's the thing when you get on a song with people where it's their strong suit, like it's Scarface's strong suit to tap into emotion the way that he does. So when you get on with him, he already has the upper leg,
right?
So he had to already know Face was going to do that,
right? And then like he even took it even further. But I will give Jay-Z this credit. Jay-Z always reached out to artists in other regions to work with them.
Yes,
right.
Got Juvie,
Juvenile, Too Short, UGK, Scarface. Who else? Shit. Damn, like it's not like I think like a few more like West Coast artists like that he's reached out to and like worked with and stuff like that, and I think that's cool. And I know that he gave a lot of credit to Biggs for that. He said that Biggs was like a big like fan of like artists from like the South and the West Coast and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool.
I would have thought that it would have been Bleak that had him tapping in, because Bleak was really big on that too.
Well, nah, Bleak was, but I don't think. But you got to remember early on, like Bleak was only like 14.
Oh, then from then, yeah.
I'm pretty sure later on, like Bleak, remember Bleak was a big reason why like Jeezy and Ross was on Jay-Z's radar. So that was when Bleak got older, but like I'm talking about like early Jay-Z, like when he was working with those guys.
Yeah,
he gave Biggs that credit.
Okay. Elsewhere on this album, you got a song like Jesse James. Solid Tale of Violence.
Yeah. Did you hear the Prince sample?
No.
If I Was Your Girlfriend.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, that sample is in there. Like, and when I went and listened, I'm like, damn, Mike Dean. I'm like, goddamn, Mike Dean.
Mike Dean has lived a million lives, I feel like.
And he looks like he does, like he would never be around any of these people.
Yeah, he does.
He's just like
always fucked up. He always looked like he had a crazy night.
Yeah, it looks like he don't sleep. Like he's just like this white man. Yeah. That's just around for all of this great music. But like,
yeah, the authenticity is really cool because he's not just there because like you gotta really fuck with Scarface you're not just along for the ride. You gotta really fuck with him, So that's what I like about Mike Dean.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously the story of Jesse James is he was a notorious bank robber from Missouri. And like, there's like a lore about Jesse James, about like what he did in America for that time period, because people kept telling stories about him over and over again. So like Scarface like choosing to name a song after like this notorious bank robber was actually pretty cool, and like kind of like channel that and tell that story. I thought that was dope.
My wrestling mind, when I was a kid and I saw that, I'm like, oh, Jesse James. I'm thinking, I'm thinking about WWE. It's like, that's where my mind went.
So, one thing I gotta say, right? Going Down is the one song that I'm not a fan of on the album.
Really? I like that song, but it's some crazy dirty man though.
Yeah, it's just like the nursery rhyme beat kind of sound. Like I just that's like the one, and it's not even. It's a good song. It's just like that. Like I guess that's me just trying to find something wrong.
Yeah. I like Going Down. He has a line on there. He goes, "My homies' women ain't a thing to me, because if they caught one of my hoes, they do the same to me." Like Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Niggas from back in that time, man. Like, I don't know what was up with
There
like
was
the
no
men and women.
respect. Yeah,
You could have
that
just
was it.
like the fact that like dudes couldn't leave their women around their homeboys, and it's
Mhm.
just like, yo, why are you with her?
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy.
But that hand of the dead body with Cube and Devin Dude
Yeah.
was just like it was like, so Cube and Scarface like kind of just had like a fucking storyteller off, like, because they're both great storytellers. And it kind of pains me that like, well, Cube has done so many other things, but like it's like he gets overlooked. But like, yo, in 1994, bro,
That was his prime.
like I know we were both kids, but like, dude, like what? Like when you what did your brothers champion Ice Cube when you were younger, or like were they just like he's a movie star?
So this is where that gap comes in again, because when I like 94, I wasn't here. So like when I came back in 95, Friday was out.
Okay, so yeah,
it
Friday, it's so crazy. Until Friday came out, like what I remember, like people would say Ice Cube is the greatest rapper of all time. They were just like, yo, he got it. Like he's it. Like he's like he got everything. Like he's lyrical, and like this is like real. Like people believe everything he was saying. And then he had a Nation of Islam behind him, and he was like from the West Coast, but like he was using production with the fucking Bomb Squad from Public Enemy. Like it was just like,
yeah, it's crazy. And I never really think about that gap, to be honest, until we do episodes of the show, because then I think back and I'm like, oh, 94, shit, I wasn't here. It's like I was off, not necessarily off the grid, but like there's certain things that I just wouldn't see. So like when I came back, obviously I knew that Cube was a rapper, and I didn't just identify him as a movie star. It was like I knew his stuff before then, but it was very bits and pieces. And then 95, 96, something like that, you started seeing West Side Connection, Mac 10, Dub C. So it was like, all right, I'm seeing him kind of juggle both ends of that. He's doing a lot of movies.
It's like I'm trying to think who I could like say, like I can't think of anybody like in rap right now, because like a lot of like the hardcore like gangster rappers like aren't deemed like the best rappers. They're just deemed like the. But it's so crazy to me that like Ice Cube went from like that, and it's like only older people still say that about Ice Cube. Like you can still get a few young people to be like, yeah, Rakim was cold. Yeah. But like you don't get people to say that about Cube, and I want to know why. It kind of grinds my gear. I can't wait till we do an Ice Cube episode.
But I think it's the movie thing though. It's just the movie thing, because I think later down the line, when a lot of rappers, people that were really good at one point, when they crossed over to movies and they came back, it just didn't hit the same, and then they got identified one way because he got super successful. But his legacy isn't tarnished as a rapper.
No, yeah, it's not tarnished as a rapper. I just wonder about that, because it's like, like just how I was saying, like Scarface was writing for people in his group, so was Ice Cube. Ice Cube was writing for the motherfuckers.
He was doing all that shit. Yeah.
So, like that's pretty interesting to me.
But Hand of the Dead Body is amazing. It's basically combating the idea of rap being a danger in a society, and who else to talk about that but Cube? Like he talked about that his whole career leading up to that point. Yeah. And
that's why I give Cube a pass.
Yeah.
On certain shit, like
when he says some wild shit.
Not wild shit, but like cause I like he's always kind of like been against the grain. And like he kind of like always going to like I just trust Cube. I don't think Cube has a lot of self-serving like things going on with himself. I think like his intention is always like good, and he thinks outside of the box. And like sometimes like people just want him, people just want certain people to just be with the cause. And I think Cube is like, yo, I've seen the opposite side of this, and like those motherfuckers ain't trying to do nothing. I try to play nice.
I think what's cool about Cube is that he commercialized going against the grain.
Yeah.
So it's like when you see him, he's gonna think different, and even his mean faces are legendary. Like he has segments sometimes when he goes on late shows where they be like, all right, now make a Cube face or whatever. Like how would you read this as Ice Cube? Yeah. And he'll look at the camera and be upset and read it. Yeah. That's like part of a segment.
Yeah, it's part of the segment.
Like he commercializes being fucking upset and not with everything.
I think he
and it's cool.
Yeah, I think he gets it. I think like he knows like who like, and then like he grew up in California. I don't care what you say. Everybody that like lives in California has like done some kind of acting.
Yeah,
it's because that's the main income in that city, like in Hollywood. Like, so it's just like it just happens. Yeah, everybody's done some kind of acting or been in something or whatever like that. It's Hollywood, but Cube knows.
Let's see here. Oh, the one time little like this, it's a skit from like America's Most Wanted. It had like a little dialogue on it, but it just reminded me from that time frame. And if you're watching this, and you're younger, America's Most Wanted was a segment that existed before the internet did, that gave us that let you know what was going on in these streets.
Yeah.
With like these with murderers or suspects or whatever that's like out on and they're loose. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the nigga, what's his name? I forget his name that hosted it.
I know what you're talking about, because the funny thing is his son got killed.
Did he?
Yeah, like he did an episode where he was trying to find the murderer of his son. I forgot his name. I know you're talking about though. Like, and
John Walsh.
John Walsh. There you
John Walsh. I think he's still alive. John Walsh. He will come on with his fucking trench coat. He'd be like, yo, if you see this person. And I would be watching this shit like, bro,
you would be scared?
God. Yeah, I'll be scared.
I'm like, this person is out here.
Yeah, because he would lock in. Like, after he gives you all the facts, he was always in this dark alley, and he's just looking dead at the camera like, yo, if you see this person, call this number. Like,
cell phones didn't exist back then either, so it's like you had to like
you gotta be home.
You gotta think about it. You see this person, and like y'all lock eyes, and then like imagine, like, and the person see you running, and they're like, oh no, you going to call,
somebody. Ain't no camera phones, nothing. Like, I gotta get to a phone and call. and tell them where I saw them at, and they might not even be there no more.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's crazy. But it just took me down memory lane with that. It unlocked the memory for me because I used to watch it like, holy shit, this thing's really out here.
Yeah, I'd just be scared.
Yeah. But what else? Let me see. Mind Playing Tricks '94 was a great revisit.
Yeah.
Timeless instrumental, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Diary,
No Joe
had a big Pac feel for me.
Yeah, No Joe and Mike Dean lost their minds on this track like that. Yeah. Like it was so good, and it was kind of like a pretty good the last track on the album. Yeah, like it was kind of like good. Like I was like, whoo, what an ender.
Yeah, and then close it out with the Scarface intro.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, man. Like I said, very very cinematic. Like shit. I mean, I'm over here learning how to do things with cameras. Maybe I'll try to figure out like how to do something like on like what Irv Gotti was doing with Tales or something like that. It's just
to like bring something to life.
Yeah, bro. Like this is great. Like storytelling, like backstory and shit like that. It's a great story that could be told. Like I would love to see something about a kingpin in Houston.
Yeah, that'd be fly.
You know what I'm saying? Like doing all this shit. Like it's pretty impressive. So I just think that like it's pretty dope, and like Scarface is just like a cool ass nigga, bro. Like,
yeah. We're lucky to have Scarface for real.
Mm-hmm.
And this album was a fun revisit. It really was.
Yeah, bro.
Especially when I haven't heard it since like late '90s.
Yeah, I'm on the hunt for the vinyl now. Shit, like this. Is it Discogs or Disco G's?
I think it's Discogs.
Sarah told me it's Disco G's.
Disco G's.
Yeah, like Disc OG.
Disc OG. That would make sense if they only sold back catalog of stuff, but they sell new albums.
Bro. Anything I say, bro, Sarah corrects me and makes me think I'm saying it wrong, bro, and I'm tired of it.
It gotta be Discogs.
Yeah, like she pointed out that I say it twice, and I didn't know I did that.
It was it.
Like I just say, like I guess if I'm like trying to say it, she says I say it twice every time, like double time.
Is it a stutter?
I don't know. Because I don't know if I say it. I've never heard myself do it.
I don't think I've heard that. I would have told you.
Yo, man. I don't know, bro. Sometimes I feel like she says things to me to fuck with me and make me overthink.
And then make you overthink.
I don't know. But anyway, back into this. This album, I'm just going, all right, let me just get this out the way. This album's a 5 mic classic. There's nothing for me to like say like is undeniable. It's an essential 90s project. It's an essential album that like should be on like the rankings for like just greatest albums of all time. You know how they do the 500 greatest albums of all time, or albums you must listen to before you die. Like this project is that, and it's very good, and it's not something that like is like hard to like sit through and listen to. Like it's a straight listen through. You like I love going on long car rides and like traveling out of town, so I can like get through albums like this because it makes it a lot easier because like it's telling a story.
It's not a bloated listen either. It's 13 tracks.
It's 13 tracks.
Less than an hour long.
Yeah, and it just worked. And like I just feel that like this album like came out and like just cut through, and like it was just undeniable. And I definitely like want to like see what it looks like of a conversation to be had about Scarface's like place amongst like the great rappers, because it's like I put him up there, but it's like it's one of those things where I shouldn't make him interchangeable in my top 10. Like he's one of those people that should be cemented, and I really got to make sure I like stick to that.
Yeah.
For me, like I know some people are like, well, I like who I like, but I'm just like,
I can never. I mean, me personally, I can never commit to a top 10. My shit changes all the time. Like, because I have people that I listen to. There's people that stay in there all the time forever that get cemented. Then there's other people I just take out because it's just a mood thing.
Yeah.
It's just like who I listen to, who I really, really fucks with right now. And that's just how it goes. But Face, he's got to be in there. You're right.
Like it's just essentially the work speaks for itself. His voice, like you want to know another thing? How excited I get for that person when they're doing something that is nothing new. So like for his tinyness, the fact that like I woke up as soon as it premiered, I woke up and listened to it. That's the first thing I did. Yeah. Like I think that's another way I can gauge it, because like there's certain artists I'm like I'll get to it.
There was no like weird build up hype for it. Like we saw Juveniles come to fruition because of somebody randomly asking on the internet, and then it blew up the way that it did, and that was cool. That was really cool. But Scarface was out of nowhere. They just was like, yo, Scarface Tiny Desk. I was like, oh shit. It was one of those that you don't know that you needed. You know, and it just came, and it came at the right time. It was great. So yes, I will get it out the way as well and say that this is a 5. This listening experience was great for me. He reiterated how much of a great storyteller Scarface is for me, and I think it does some justice. You know, if you go back and listen to it, it still holds up very, very well.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say I would highly recommend it. We both highly recommend it at this point. Revisit it. Let us know your thoughts, or if you listen to it already, or if it's in your rotation, let us know. I'm First Class Regg.
And I'm Taurian B.
We're out of here, guys.
Catch you guys next time. Dun dun.